Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Fiesta ST for gear cables. So coming to us with a, basically couldn't select gears, so we diagnosed it as cables. More importantly, before we do start, I want to introduce everyone to Nasha. So we've got a new puppy. You gonna say hello to, you gonna say hello? Woo! Good boy. This is Nasha, so he's gonna be helping us today doing these cables. And yeah, you've got small paws, haven't you? That's a good boy. Anyway, he's going to be following me all day. Yes, so we anticipated this job to be, relatively straightforward. So you've got gear cables here. You can see the one that's defective. So the one that's actually made out of plastic, so it's just snapped off, which isn't brilliant. So yeah, we disconnected the battery and the battery tray and the air intake pipe. So quite straightforward. Removed the ECU out of the way, kept it intact. Usually, it would be a simple case of disconnecting them from the selector, which we've done, and then pulling them through. But no, it's a Sunday and it's here to test my patience, shall I say. The problem we're facing is this bracket in the middle. So this bracket, I've had a look online and there's not a lot of suggestions, there's not much help on YouTube, there's not a lot of forums. There's a few forums, but a lot of people are saying this bracket can be twisted out the way, it can be lifted up, because what happens is basically this stud and that stud, you can remove them from the bulkhead, so you can pull them out the way, but then where the airbox is integrated into the dash, this bracket's too large and you can't get it past the dash without snapping the, or putting a hole through the dashboard basically. So I'll show you guys inside the car quickly. But yeah, if any of you have got a Fiesta ST and you've got gear cables that are faulty, please do let me know if you've got any other ideas. But I say, from underneath the driver's side, took the cowling off, and you can see the bracket, so that's the airbox. And then you've got the bracket, which I've just shown on the bench here. So I've had a man underneath the car, and myself on top. We've been prying it with a screwdriver and a couple of bars. Obviously you can get this to move up and down with a screwdriver. However, this airbox gets right in the way, so I really do not want to be taking this dash out. However, it's not left me with a lot of choice. So I'll show you guys underneath the car, just so you can see what we're playing with as well. What's this? Fetch! So from underneath the car, if you pass the gearbox, then you've got the cat converter, and just behind the cat converter, you've got heat shield, and then you've got the hole there. So, I mean, if you are attempting this job, by all means give it a go. Drop this heat shield, and then get a second man underneath with a screwdriver or a pry bar, see if you can gently pry that bracket out. It's all well and good getting the bracket out, but then you've got to get the new one in without damaging it as well. So to be honest with you, I've given up. So it's dashboard out. So I'm going to show you the process. Hey. Trying to help my leg. So I'm going to show you the process. See what you think. But there's not a lot of content online. I've searched YouTube and not a lot of help. So I am now your help. If you've got an ST and you're struggling with your gear cables, join me with the struggle. Hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start by removing the glove box, some of the trims, the radio, any plastic cowling that I can, and then potentially a steering wheel and a speedo. Obviously going to catch with the airbag system. You can see the cables. It's so frustrating because you can see the cables here, and literally you just want to kind of tug them through, but that bracket, I can pull them through, but it's just moving on the bracket. I can't cut the bracket. If the bracket was just smaller, it would have fitted, would have been easier. It's almost like they've designed it in a way that you've got to remove the bloody dashboard. But yeah, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna do a time lapse. I'm gonna get this off and hopefully show you guys how easy it is once the dash is removed. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by obviously just taking all the basics out. I mean, I don't want to be nosy, but that is a bloody rotten banana, that. Look at that. Jesus. I've seen better days, isn't it? We'll put that back in there. Right, enjoy. So for this top piece, I've literally had to launch it from the back, grab the back, and with 2 hands, just pull it as hard as you can. Still got poppers in, so don't be scared to break it. Obviously, you've got to be careful. And then this radio unit, once that's off, you've got 2, I think 8mm or 7mm bolts here. So yeah, you do have to be a bit rough with it. So I know it's plastic, we got manhandled it a little bit. So it's just obviously not been off before. Yeah, good boy. Right, so got this far. The only thing that's tricky with getting this dashboard off is the airbag. So you got an airbag on the passenger side. So you got to disconnect. Obviously the battery's disconnected, that's fine. Make sure the battery's always off before you start airbags and stuff like that, in case they go bang. So you got 10mm here. It's obviously where I've got it all disconnected. The dashboard moves, but not this side, because the airbag's still integrated into the dash. Got all screws and stuff like that there. This side I've already disconnected the airbag. So it's a bit of palaver because you've got to take the steering wheel off and the clock spring. But you can see this side, it's moving a lot more freer. Just the airbag's disconnected. All the side trims are out. They've got to come off. Speedo steering wheel. Yeah, all the switches and wiring. As you can see on the side here, I've got all the parts I've removed so far. So good to keep it all in place. This clock spring, when you do remove a clock spring, never turn the centre part, because if you turn it too far, it will cock it all up. It's just got to stay dead straight from where it was. Yeah, so keep it all neat and tidy. Nearly there, aren't we, Nash? Yes. So now, as you can see, there's just loads of wires underneath that I haven't disconnected. It says one here for the glove box. If I can get it out, that's come off as one. It's a sensor. Just got to make sure nothing snags. So you got connectors like these. They're just crimped on. Just got to pull them off like that. That's it. Back here a minute. That's that one. What bloody palaver this is, eh? There you go, one dashboard. Ah, what fun. Let's pop this on the floor. There you go, there's a dashboard. Dashboard, all the parts. So that took me probably, what, an hour and a half, maybe? Ah, the joys, mate, the absolute joys. Happy Sunday. So now I need to figure out how to get this heater box out the way. So as you can see, it's just down here. I'm gonna have to get this box moved slightly just so I can get the cable out. Deary me. Not gonna lie to you, this is hands down the crappiest design I've ever come across for a set of bloody gear cables. So you can see the absolute carnage in this car. So everything is stripped out, 2.5 hours in, still ain't got the bloody cables out. Now, I thought removing the dash would be the best solution for this because you can then get to the heater box, but no, it's not that simple. The heater box is kind of in place here, there and everywhere, so you've got the frame around it. So you guys are learning with me today. So what I've done is I've took 2 bolts out of this frame here. I've stuck a dog toy in between because it was literally the closest thing to hand. Well done, Nasha. But yeah, I told you it'd be helpful. But yeah, you could stick a block of wood in there, so that brings this whole support forward in hope that I could then bring this forward, because you can see this heater box is getting stuck in between this frame. The second thing I've done is I've managed to grab hold of the box and just pulled it forward as far as I can. I've stuck a block of wood in between the bulkhead and the heater box. I've actually tried to, if I grab a torch, I can't grab it. I've actually tried to disconnect the bottom of this heater box. So there's usually screws in here. So if I grab a screwdriver, you'll be able to see where I've tried to disconnect the bottom of the box. As you can see where it's coming apart here. And that was in hope so I could remove this and get more room to get myself in here, because that is what the obstruction is. But there's one more tiny screw right in the back, right down there, and I cannot get to it. So yeah, my plan is to shunt everything forward as much as I can without doing too much damage. So obviously it's all still in place up here. I've tried to remove this heater matrix, but obviously I'll have to disconnect the pipe right at the top, so that's no good. So, and even, God, it's unbelievably crap design this is. So basically, I've got the support off that side, I've shunted this forward, I've got a bar in here, which very gently, I can now lever this up so the whole box can come up. I mean, to be honest with you, it's a bit of a two-man job. You want someone kind of lifting this up, and then someone in there trying to, you know, get the bracket out. So as you can see, the bracket's out of place, which is good, so it's out of its original location. But even though it's out, it won't shunt past. He's got to come underneath this hole here. But there's not enough room. So you guys are learning with me today, because this is ridiculous. Well, just to repeat so you know what you're doing when you get to this stage. So bracket's down there, behind the box. I've got a bar in between the heater box and the body of the car. Very, very gently, I'm going to pry up, and then these cables here, I'm going to pull, and hopefully it'll pop out. God knows I'm going to get the bloody new ones in, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So I'm on my own here today as well, so I could do with a hand. So what you can do as well, so I've got the bar in here and jammed against the door with my knee on it because I'm a one-man band today. The support that supports the heater box is this white bracket, and that is right in the way. So I've just managed to unpick that with a screwdriver. That just clips into the body of the car. So now that's removed, you lot can probably see the bracket a lot more clear now. You can see it's got a lot more room to move now. So I'm hoping that's going to come out. Here we go. Right, so cables come in. That's the bracket. I'm just trying to wiggle the rest of them through. There you go. So you let go of this bar, you can come round the front of the car, see where they're getting stuck on. So you can see one down there. So it's this one here, it's probably getting stuck on a bulkhead somewhere. Well, let's see if we can pull them through now. Hey, there's one. And there's two. Come on. That's how you remove bloody gear cables on a Fiesta ST. Thank you for watching. Now, I've probably got another 4 hours to reassemble. Right, so just to recap, dashboard off. You want to remove the two bolts out of here and stick a dog toy underneath it for a little bit extra so it can pull out, so you've got more room for this box to move forward. You're then going to want to pull back this heater box as far as you can, put the block of wood in there, just to enable this to come out as far as it can with it all in place. You're then going to want to get your bar in here under the heater box, remove the bottom support for that heater box, which allows more access for that bracket to come out. And you want to feed them through. Now once that's done, for crying out loud, whatever you do, make sure that you fit the new cables right around. So there's an arrow there, show you which way. Watch out, mate. Watch out, watch out, watch out. And then, obviously you can see these braided parts here, for the cables that go in the engine bay, because obviously this is like a heat protection for the cable. And one more tip, before you fit these, do not remove this tab, because this tab it should only be removed once it's fitted, otherwise you can cock up all the adjustment on it. So this tab allows the cable end to move like this, but as soon as you remove it, it will lock in place. So you want to make sure you fit it before you then remove this tab. All right. So yes, I'm going to go and assemble it. Going to push it all through, assemble in reverse order, and then clip them all on, and then yeah, install the dashboard. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know whether the dashboard has to be removed, but in my eyes, it made life easier. Yes, it took a lot longer, but with the dashboard removed, you can get to these areas a lot easier. I was hoping that this heater box would have been a lot easier to move out of the way. I was hoping to get the dash off and then get the heater box out so I can get in there. So if anyone's going to attempt this, I would say leave the dash on and then see if you can bring this box forward slightly and put like a block of wood in there and use that bar on this side to get some extra room. As soon as this mount is out down the bottom, that gives you the extra room, because that is what is obstructing the bracket for the cables. So if you can get this out with leaving that dash in, then fair play. Let me know. Which there's the new ones threaded through. just show you before I end the video what I'm doing. So, bars back in, applied a small amount of pressure, and then it's just enough. Push that in, see? Just like that. And then these cables have to go underneath this bar to the middle here, but that's not too bad. So you've got to go under there. So you can see the amount of pressure I'm applying by, you see the height of the box now, and then when I put the bar under, you see how much it raises? It's quite a bit. So you do need that extra. Alright, so that's all in place. So yeah, like, share and subscribe. Hopefully they've been of use. See you on the next one.